Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue with the friendship tarot reading. It's going to be the turn of the BOYZ members, Younghoon and New. So we're going to talk a bit about them and their dynamic. So let's talk a bit about Younghoon and New's or Chinese energy. Younghoon, he is a Leo with a moon in Libra, and I believe some Dobbies have told me that he could potentially be a Virgo rising. So I don't know if they had like this extra information, but he does look like a Virgo rising. Um, and Chani, it's aka New. It's a Taurus, a double Taurus actually. He is a Taurus sun and moon, so there's a lot of Venusian in him, Venusian exuberant beauty. You know, there's something about him that he just, there's no way to actually like put a label on news grace. He's just beautiful beyond words. Like you just cannot describe him entirely. You just know that when you see him, he reminds you of Venus. He is that Taurus, and he definitely is someone that he enjoys, like himself. It seems like he really is always trying to. He worries for his appearance, and he is just very gracious. I think that there's nothing forceful about his personality. Actually, he seems to be like really enjoying his life, like really enjoying who he is, and he just seems like a very happy person. Like he is, I don't know, he just gives me this vibe of someone that has like this inner confidence, this warm feeling inside. So let's talk a bit about their bond, what the cards have to say about this. I placed Chani New, I placed him on the left, and I placed Jonghoon on the right. So let's see. I'm going to refer to New as Chani. That is his real name, so I don't want to confuse people. But I feel the need right now to call him Chani instead of New. So please be patient with me and try to like understand what I'm saying, because sometimes I speak so fast that probably I get people so confused. Chani he got the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Sun card. So, like I was mentioning, definitely he's someone that it's like he had his moments probably in the past where he had to really like make the effort to adjust himself probably to the routine of living with the strangers. I mean, with people that comes from different backgrounds than him, probably having to adjust to other people's routines or other people's behaviors. I think that he did have like some kind of like a moment where he definitely doubt himself about how he would be able to actually have a friendship or make a bond with some people in the group. uh, Probably he came into the group feeling a bit distrustful. Probably he's not that sociable. I mean, like he definitely, we can see him like very comfortable with around the members, and him really having really very very like cute interactions with them. But I think that at first he didn't feel that confidence. Probably there's a part of him that he just, that is hard for him to actually make friends. There's something like he is actually very lovable in the sense that he's very loving towards and protective towards the people that he cares about. But I think that the first moments when you establish a connection with someone, or probably like the first time you meet them, he is a bit awkward socially. It means that probably he doesn't show himself that much. Probably he just stands in a corner, he tries not to catch so much attention to himself. It's because it's like he needs his moment to actually observe others, to observe if you are his kind of person. Probably he's also a bit like private himself, that he can have a conversation with you, he can like talk to you, but for him to consider someone a friend, probably he is very special in that sense. He's very selective. And maybe this was what made him like feel a bit overwhelmed by the amount of members, or the amount of people coming and going in the group, the different moods, the different changes, the different personalities, the different dynamics. I think that he felt a bit overwhelmed. Like I feel it in my chest, like he felt like he just wanted to just go and hide in a corner and just enjoy silence. There's something about living with so many people that sometimes it can get a bit chaotic for him. He needs, he's a very peaceful person in the sense that he needs some alone time. He needs silence. He needs to actually have a moment for himself. And probably when he started, or when he joined the group, he didn't have that. So he had to adjust, and he definitely did, but he's showing me here that it wasn't easy. Then we have like the Seven of Cups and the Sun card. And here he's showing me that about Younghoon, actually he feels like he made the right decision about becoming like very close friend to Jonghoon, because I feel like definitely Chani went through moments of where he thought that he would potentially could get along with certain kind of people or characters within the group, and actually then he was like very like surprised that actually he got along with the people that probably he didn't like at first. Or it's not that he didn't like, it's just that they didn't make like a positive impression of him at first. He was a bit hesitant about getting closer, or actually like approaching that person. Probably this is what he's showing me about Younghoon. But since the Seven of Cups is here, I think that it had happened to him with a lot of members, not only with Younghoon. Like the Sun here, the Sun card at the end is showing me that his connection with Jonghoon is very positive, and definitely it gives him a lot of energy, and it also gives him a lot of confidence, in the sense that there's something about Jonghoon's nature that it's very similar to his, and then I'm going to explain why I think this is. But I think that Chani is showing me here that he tried to get closer to other members, actually, that he tried to make connections with other members, and he did at certain point. It's like he has those connections still. He has appreciation and love for other members. It's just that they didn't reach to this deep level that he needed, or that he actually wanted to have. But then here with the Sun card, you know that the Sun card is like a very representative of Leo energy. So the fact that Junhoon is the Leo sun, the Leo sun person in the group, because then we have Leo moon people, but he's the only Leo sun in the group. I think that it shows his influence on Chani. I think that he is just this very bright and positive energy that Chani needs, because Johnny, even though he is an introvert and he does have his moments where he can be a hermit almost, and where he can be really private and really jealous and protective of his privacy and his things and his surroundings, at the same time he can be very sociable, and he can have this sort of mindset where he just doesn't want to go that deep into things. He doesn't want to worry so much. So him being actually having this friendship with Younghoon, it allows him to have fun, to laugh, to enjoy himself, to be playful, to also be surrounded by a lot of beautiful moments and very pleasant moments. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Chani is a double Taurus, so there's something about him that he definitely like. He appreciates stable relationships. He appreciates to know that he can count on a friend that he has. So he values someone that is loyal, but at the same time, he doesn't want that bond to become too obsessive or exclusive or too tight or too intense, because it's possessive, but it's Taurus possessive. You know, he knows he connects with you, and he knows that you are his friend, and he values you and he worships you, and he wants you to be by his side. But at the same time, he's not that toxic. He's not that like, oh, like a Scorpio kind of connection, you know, obsessive. um and also him being influenced by this Venusian energy, he also wants to enjoy like the aesthetics side of probably talking about clothes, you know, talking about improving his image, like doing some self-care, you know, taking care of his hair, his nails, he's very there's something about Chani that Chani is very aesthetic. He's very focused on his image, and he really loves to. He just feels good by, I don't know, shopping and doing like some beauty related things. And I think that the fact that not only Jonghoon is a Leo, that Leo is very like a playful energy, and they just love to get out and try new things and have fun. He also is a moon in Libra, so he's also Venusian himself. You know, Jonghoon is also connected with beauty, with style. He definitely wants to improve his image. He wants to take care of his image. He is a bit like, it's like he wants to look good, and he wants his friends or his loved ones to be interested in and invested in looking good as well. So I can see these two actually going on dates, or going on like going on a walk, or going to trips that have to do with them doing some self-care, you know, focusing on the aesthetic side of themselves. Probably their conversations are not that emotional or deep, you know, but they do have this kind of appreciation of beauty. So I think that they have good taste also, so they can relate to each other. For example, if they want to buy something, they can take each other's advice or point of view, because they trust each other's taste. They are very similar in that sense. So in the case of Jonghoon, he got the Seven of Wands, the Emperor, and the Ten of Swords. So yes, definitely yes. For Jonghoon, I think that it was the same. I think that Jonghoon has like also been someone that probably he did transform himself or his image a lot to be able to debut, or to be able to be or become an idol. There's something about him also owning his own potential and his own talents. I think that he really, it seems like he's a man of action. I see him like training really hard, like really having a lot of routines and a lot of energy focused on him being the best. I think that his goal was to feel really content with himself and feel satisfied with his image. There's something about his image that it's very deeply attached to how he looks. This can sound superficial, but actually it is what it is. And actually, he does feel good about himself if he does look good on the outside. And also, let's not forget that they belong to a industry that is ruled by appearances. So him actually trying to improve his appearances or trying to look cooler or trying to look like more handsome or trying to learn how to dress himself, trying to learn how to do makeup, trying to learn what best hairstyle suits him, trying to get like coaching lessons about oratory, about how to speak in public, about how to act, about his voice. He definitely tried really hard to make a good impression of people, because I think that probably someone at some point gave him a kind of feedback that stuck with him. Probably they said that they criticized his appearance or something like that. So this is why he focused so much in achieving this kind of perfection. Because he's a very handsome guy. I think I believe I have seen pictures of him pre-debut, and I think he had always been really handsome, but I don't know maybe what kind of feedback or what kind of goals they set for him. Probably they set really high standards for him. So he find it a bit like he definitely needed to invest a lot of energy to get to be what they were expecting him to be. So there's still like and there are a lot of wounds actually in his in his self-esteem and in his self-image because of this. There's actually a fear in him, in Jonghoon, because here with the Ten of Swords is like it seems like he's dealing with sometimes he thinks that people will not love him if he is not handsome, or that if he doesn't have the looks, or if he doesn't invest so much in his appearance, that people will not love the real him. So he sometimes gets a bit depressed, because I sense that if he is a Virgo rising, definitely there's a sense of him pressuring himself a lot to achieve a certain standard. So I think that actually what he's showing me here in his relationship with Johnny is that probably Johnny has helped him, or has helped Jonghoon to let go of that pressure a bit, to talk about this kind of thing that makes him feel awkward or stressed, and actually tell him not to worry, and tell him to connect more with his inner power and everything that he had achieved so far. Because seeing him like with the Six of Wands and the Emperor energy, definitely Jonghoon had had like defeated and had like overcome a lot of his fears about himself. It's like he's a whole new person right now. So it doesn't matter other people's critics. I think that sometimes he does have these moments where he doubts himself, or where he fears not to be loved. There's something about self-acceptance that he needs to work on, but I think that his connection with Chani, he's showing me that Chani has actually talked to him about him like being more grateful about everything that he is right now, and that he is this emperor, that on the outside he is amazing, and that also he has the quality of being a really good friend. And that I think that it's not just a pretty face, that he has like a lot of beautiful and comforting qualities as a human being and as a person. And that actually, that I mentioned that they probably like hang out and talk about beauty tips, and they can talk about doing some shopping and about buying some things that make them feel good or look good. But they also are very like they are very they're very supportive of each other's accomplishments. You know, they are the first one to notice if the other one got a new haircut, or if they bought some clothing, like, oh, like praising each other, you know, like, oh, you look good, like, and they really connect with these compliments, you know, because maybe for some people, if they are like, oh, you look good, they are like, okay, thank you, and they just like, they don't think nothing. They are like, oh, this is a compliment about the way I look, that's it. But for them, it's more meaningful, you know, it has like a deeper meaning, because actually they feel reassured every time someone notices their appearance, you know, because they definitely put a lot of effort into looking good. So we shouldn't take for granted the efforts that they do to look good, to smell good. There's something about them smelling really good. I don't know why, but especially Chani, I have the feeling that Chani smells really good. Like he really uh, wears like very um, delicious, kind of delicious perfume. I don't know why, but also Junghoon also, um, it's very neat. It's like his image is really neat. You know, probably, I don't know, he's there's something about I think that in the case of Junghoon's style, Junghoon is not like probably like over the top, like wearing luxury brands or like some luxurious like accessory. He's more like um humble in the sense of his style, but he definitely looks good in anything that he tries on, because he does have the posture, you know, he does have the body build that to carry anything that he wears. It looks beautiful on him, it looks stylish. But what I'm saying with this is that he definitely worked a lot on himself to achieve this kind of posture, this kind of essence, you know, to own this kind of balance in his image, you know, to because it's not, you know, as now that I'm talking about beauty and I'm talking about style, you know, it's not easy to actually like be gracious. I mean, you can be handsome, but that doesn't mean that you can be gracious and that you can be like um, harmonized, you know, harmonic in your beauty. And I think he had trained a lot. I don't know if he had done modeling at some point, but I think he has, because there's something like it seems very beautiful about him. So the cards that came out in the relationship as an overall, they got the Six of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Five of Swords. So yes, definitely is telling me that they need to work also on what's fair, on keeping like this relationship balanced, because I feel like there's one of them, and I don't know why I'm getting that is Jenny, but there's one of them that is more dominant than the other, and probably is like knows how to manipulate the other one like emotionally, uh, especially about doing what they want to do. For example, I'm not talking about manipulation here, about like betrayal or something like that. No, it's not. I swear it's not that deep. It's just that it seems like probably, I don't know, Chani is the one that dominates the bond, you know, in the sense that probably he's the one that arranges things, you know, and he's like, okay, we are going to do this and we are going to go here. And it's like, it seems like Junghoon, since Junghoon is like more flexible, and also he's a moon in Libra, so he just goes along with what the other person wants. It seems like it seems like it's Chani's show, you know, like Chani's runs the show or runs the relationship. So probably there are moments where Junghoon feels like a bit like he doesn't have a say, you know, and probably he doesn't say anything to not offend Chani, because actually Chani means well, but sometimes he would like to be the one that makes the plans, or probably the one that takes the initiative. So I think that in here, definitely what is showing me is that definitely Chani is also showing um, Jonghoon, that he needs to speak up more. That, I mean, Chani is the one that makes the plans and probably is the organizer in this friendship, because somehow Jonghoon just goes with the flow. He doesn't seem to be interested in being the one making the plans. So since Chani is much more about organization and about a good administration of time and resources, he's a Taurus. He is the one that end up taking the lead, and it's not because he wants to. It's because it seems like if he doesn't do it, like Jonghoon will be waiting for him to do something or say something. So I think that Jonghoon needs to also work on this, because actually Chani is mirroring him actually what he's doing in all his relationships, and this is something that he needs to work on himself. About him being like more daring. About him daring to be the one, like, okay, today we're going to do this that I planned, or today I have an idea. I want us to do this activity, or I want us to go here, to speak up more, to be more assertive, to be more like a bit more aggressive, and being like, okay, like connect a bit more about him being like the protagonist, him connecting more with his Leo energy. There's something about Jonghoon that I feel like he's more connected with his moon, with him, with the Leo side, and probably if his rising is a Virgo as well, of being of service, and he's forgetting about his Leo nature, that the nature needs the spotlight. Sometimes they need to be in charge. Sometimes they need to be like having the protagonist role. So I think that he needs to speak up more, because somehow he doesn't. He seems a bit passive, and this is why Chani feels the need to actually organize something, because if it wasn't for, if he would be waiting for Jonghoon to make his mind, he would wait forever. So this is why he rushes, and he's like, okay, I guess I need to take the lead here, because I think that Jonghoon doesn't have like a clear idea or what he wants to do. But they definitely appreciate each other. There's a lot of emotional connection here. There's a lot of appreciation, and they make each other feel valuable. Like they are people of value. They definitely see each other and they lift each other up. So it's a beautiful friendship here. So yes, guys, this is all I have for the boys, Chani and Jonghoon. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your feedback about these two. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.